Om Shanti. Today we'll be discussing the Murli very much in detail, even line by line if possible. And one very important thing to discuss before proceeding with Avyakt Murli of today, that suppose according to physics, suppose if you travel from A to B, suppose if you travel from A point to B point, and again you return from B to A. So maybe the total distance covered is twice, but displacement is equal to 0. And this is what Shiv Baba says in today's Murli, that maybe you accumulate so much in the early morning hours during Amrit Vela by remembering the Father, by reading Murli, by churning the ocean of knowledge and everything. But suppose if you spend the entire day using that knowledge to fight with your situation instead of flying from your situation, then you return to exactly the same position from where you had started. And so your total accumulation turns out to be 0. Basically, you did not accumulate anything. So in today's Murli, we'll be discussing what accumulation Baba talks about, the importance of confluence age, divine virtues. Baba says there is no point of proving yourself in front of anybody. If you have the sense of jealousy, then this will destroy you and the entire world as well. So today's Murli is absolutely amazing, like always. So it requires full attention and concentration, and actually this Murli is life-changing. So be focused on every line, and we'll be discussing wherever it is required, even if it takes a little more time than usual days. So the heading of today's Murli is the confluence age is the age to accumulate. So today Trikaldarshi Babdada, the one who can see all the three tenses, that is present, past and future, the one who knows all the three aspects of time of all the children, is seeing the accounts of accumulation of all the children. Basically, Baba knows that this entire world cycle repeats with Satyug, followed by Treta Yuga, then Dwapar Yuga, then Kali Yuga. So he knows, he's Trikaldarshi, and making we children Trikaldarshi as well. Shiv Baba says, Bap Dada says that you all know that throughout the whole cycle, the only time to accumulate an elevated account, it is at this confluence age. Why? First of all, Baba says it is a short age and a short life. However, the speciality of this age and life is that, number one, anyone can accumulate as much as he or she wants at this time. Anyone can accumulate as much as he or she wants, means as much as stable you want to remain with your life, you can, because you have all the answers to the situations. Like earlier, if people used to say, please don't become angry, please, it's okay, don't worry, please forgive the individual. And we used to find a reason to give up on anger. We used to find a reason to forgive the individual. And on Sangam Yuga, Baba clearly says, every situation that you're facing is nothing but a consequence of your own past karma. Just forgive them if you want to accumulate a brighter future in the coming golden age. So Baba says, first of all, anybody can accumulate as much as he or she wants. According to the elevated account of this time, you attain the status of being worthy of worship, and then from being worthy of worship, you also become a worshipper. Second point is, at this time, we get the opportunity to become worthy of worship. Anyhow, according to Dharma plan, we again become worshipper. Anyway, Baba also says it is only at this time, 3, that you accumulate an elevated account of elevated actions, elevated knowledge, elevated relationships, elevated powers, and elevated virtues. Everything is elevated at this confluence age, Baba says. Okay, this was the third point. Now Baba says, from the copper age onwards, there is the temporary account of devotion in which you do something and you instantly receive the fruit of that, and then it is finished. The account of devotion is for a temporary period because you earn it and you then instantly use it. The time to accumulate in your imperishable account so that it continues for birth after birth is now. So fourth point, This is the time when we can accumulate our accounts with imperishable understanding, imperishable virtues, which will continue for birth after birth. The major difference between path of devotion and knowledge is, on the path of devotion, there was everything temporary, and on the path of knowledge, everything is permanent, or we can say for birth after birth, because ultimately we all degraded ourselves. But Baba says, this is why this elevated time is also called as the most auspicious age and the age of charity. It is called the age of God's incarnation. This is remembered as the age in which you receive powers directly from the Father. It is in this age that the Father plays the part of being the bestower of fortune and the bestower of blessing. So number 5, this is the time when we can get and receive everything that the Godfather has directly from him. And on the path of devotion, everything was indirect. And this is why this age is also called as the age of blessing. In this age, because of love, the Father becomes the innocent treasurer, and he gives you multi-millions in return for one. It is only at this time that you receive the special fortune of accumulating multi-millions in return for just one. In the other ages, there are the actions of receiving as much as you do or give. That means, suppose if you build hospital, you will get good health in the next birth. If you build educational institutions or buildings, you will get good education in your next birth. That means as much as you do, you'll return accordingly. But here Shiv Baba says, next point, number 6 point, that you do one and you return multi-million in return. There is a difference, because at this time, the Father becomes the instrument to enable you to attain directly, both in the form of an inheritance and also blessings. From devotion, you receive the fruit of your faith and devotion, whereas here, you receive the fruit of the inheritance and blessings. Devotion was creating a connection of God and a devotee. Here we have a connection of a father and child. Big difference. Suppose Prime Minister becomes my father, according to this world, then there will be a great difference, isn't it? If there is a connection of just a Prime Minister and his citizen of the country, and the connection that I may have like a father and daughter, so there would be some difference, isn't it? Similarly, to have a connection just like God and devotee is absolutely different from having a connection like a father and child. So Shiv Baba says, do you know how elevated even 1 second of this time is compared with ordinary time? Do you know very well the account of how much you can earn in a second and how much you lose in a second? Underline this. Attaining, accumulating and losing. This is absolutely dependent on the psychology that we'll be having on this Sangam Yuga. Accumulation is in the mind, and then losing is also from the mind. Shiv Baba says, suppose you accumulate strength at this moment and you become weak the very next moment. So on one hand you were very strong, and on the other hand you lost everything. So Shiv Baba says, or is it that you earn something and lose something in an ordinary way? You're not just wasting such invaluable time, are you? You have become Brahma Kumars and Kumaris, but have you claimed a right to the imperishable inheritance and the special blessings? Those who have a right at this time claim a right for birth after birth. At this time, a soul who remains dependent on any type of nature, sanskar or relationship becomes one who has a right to the status of a subject instead of having a right to a kingdom for birth after birth. Such a soul does not have a right to a kingdom but becomes one who has a right to the status of a subject. You have come here to become Raj Yogis, those who have a right to kingdom. However, instead of that, because of the sanskar of being dependent, even though you are the children of the bestower of fortune, you are not able to claim a right to the kingdom. Therefore, always check to what extent you have become one who has a right over the self. How can someone who hasn't been able to attain a right over the self be able to claim the kingdom of the world? Is it by becoming a self-sovereign at this time that you can prepare a living model of one who has a right to the kingdom of the world? When you invent something, you first prepare a model of it, don't you? Therefore, first of all, look at this model. To be a self-sovereigner, the master of oneself means to be the king of all your physical sense organs, your subjects. Baba is basically saying that all the physical sense organs and the subtle organs that you have, eyes, ears, nose, skin, and this mouth, of course, mind, intelligence, impressions, these are your subjects. Do the subjects rule or does the king? I, the soul, am the king. So Baba says, do the subjects rule or does the king? Do you see what you want to see or do you see what you should see? At this confluence age, there is a fight between what we want and what we should. When the should becomes want, that is the absolute karmatit stage. Like Baba says, on this confluence age, you should understand that you're a soul, but we want to understand that we are bodies because we had this habit of doing that. So there is a fight. For example, we want to see a movie. Just an example. We want to see a movie, but we know if we see a movie which is not at all inspiring, it's just a wastage of 2 to 3 hours. This is my wanting list. Okay. But Shiv Baba says, don't watch a movie. This will not let you accumulate an income. Okay, now I have an option. The intelligence will decide if I have to see the movie or I want to see the movie or I want to escape seeing the movie. And when the intelligence will decide the right thing, gradually and slowly this thing will become our sanskar. We will accumulate that divinity inside and hence proceed to the golden age. This was just an example and this theory is applicable to all things that we need to change. So Shiv Baba says, do the subjects rule or does the king? You know that, you can know this, can you not? If the subjects are ruling, you cannot be called a king. In the rule of the subjects, the dynasty of kings ends. If any one of the physical organs is deceiving you, you cannot be called a master of the self. Never think that there are always 1 or 2 weaknesses and that you're going to become perfect by the end. Baba says, no, even one weakness over a long period of time can deceive you at a critical time. The sanskar of being dependent over a long period of time will not allow you to become one with the right. Therefore, to be one with the right means to have a right over the self. Do not be deceived under the impression that you will become perfect by the end. The sanskar of having a right over the self over a long period of time will enable you to have a right to the world over a long period of time as well. Those who become masters of the self for a short time will become ones who have a right to the kingdom of the world for a short time. Those who are seated on the Father's heart throne according to the Father's order of becoming equal to the Father are the ones who claim a right to the throne of the kingdom. To become equal to the Father means to be seated on the Father's heart throne. Just as Father Brahma became perfect and equal, so you too have become perfect. You too have to become perfect and equal. Claim a right to the throne of the kingdom. Do not attain anything less in terms of your right to the inheritance and blessings due to any type of carelessness. Therefore, check your account of accumulation. The new year has just begun. Check your account of the past and accumulate in your new account with the help of this time and the Father's blessings. Do not create an account in which you earn and instantly use it. At Amrit Vela, you have yoga and you accumulate. During class time, you study and you accumulate. Then throughout the day, under the influence of circumstances and situations, under the influence of an attack from Maya, or under the influence of your own sanskars, you use it up in becoming victorious whilst battling. So what was the result? You earned and you consumed it. So what was accumulated? Therefore, always check your account of accumulation and continue to increase it. Just like people in this worldly life also promote saving accounts, fixed deposits, etc. Similarly, Baba says you should have fixed deposit of strength and power. Similarly, in your chart too, do not just put a tick. Did you attend class? Yes. Did you have yoga? Yes. However, was your yoga as powerful as it is supposed to be according to the time? Did you pass your time well? You enjoyed yourself a lot and you created something for the present. But together with the present, did you accumulate something? Did you have such a powerful experience? Do not just check whether you're moving along. Whenever you ask anyone how they're moving along, they say that they are actually moving along very well. However, check with what speed you're moving along. Are you moving along at the speed of an ant or at the speed of a rocket? This year, check your speed and the percentage in becoming powerful in everything. To what percentage are you accumulating? If it were 5 rupee, you would say you had accumulated. And if it were 500 rupees, you would also say you had accumulated. So, you accumulated, but how much did you accumulate? What was the percentage? Was it 5 rupee or it was 500 rupees, Baba says? Was it 5 rupees or 500 rupees? Do you understand what you have to do? You're moving towards the Golden Jubilee. This whole year is the year of Golden Jubilee, is it not? So check whether you are golden aged or not. Whether you have a Satopradhan stage in every aspect or not. So check whether you are golden aged or not, Baba says. That is, whether you have a Satopradhan stage in every respect. Or are you Sato, which is the silver age state? Your effort also has to be Satopradhan, golden aged. Your service too should be golden aged. Let there not be slightest alloy of old sanskars in you. It shouldn't even be like nowadays where they make silver gold plated. Externally it looks like gold, but what is inside? It would be said to be mixed, isn't it? So do not mix the alloy of arrogance and disrespect in service, underline. Do not mix the alloy of arrogance and disrespect in service. This is then called as golden aged service. Baba says there shouldn't even be your nature, any feelings of jealousy, stubbornness, or trying to prove yourself right. That is alloy. Finish that alloy and become those with golden aged natures. Always have the sanskars of Haji. You have to mold yourself according to the time and service. That is, you have to become real good. And Baba has already told all possible ways of molding, all possible reasons of molding. You are a soul, you're not this body, you're just like a guest. You're an actor in this world drama. This drama is eternally predestined, Baba says. It's eternal, it can never change. If a fly is flying, if a house fly is flying at this second from this particular time, this thing will repeat. Don't worry about the result and the drama. Just be happy and do what you do. Baba is teaching all that from 84 to 85 years. How much am I implementing? How much I'm playing the part of Haji is dependent on me. Shiv Baba says, I have to mold myself. If you think that you will mold yourself and others mold themselves, that is being stubborn. You should mold yourself. That is not real gold. Finish that alloy and become golden aged. In your relationships, let there always be good wishes and feelings of benevolence for everyone. Let there be feelings of love and cooperation. No matter what type of motive of nature someone has, let your feelings always be elevated to bring about self-transformation. And all of these things is to celebrate the Golden Jubilee. To burn the alloy means to celebrate the Golden Jubilee. Do you understand? Begin in the new year. This Murli was of 6th January 1986 approximately, where Baba says, begin the new year with the golden aged stage. This is easy, is it not? At the time of hearing this, all you understand that you have to do this. But when any problem comes in front of you, you think that it is something very difficult. The time when there's a problem is the time to show your authority as the master of yourself. It is only the time of an attack that you have to be victorious. It is only at the time of an examination that you have to claim number one. Amazing. Baba says, do not become an embodiment of problems, but become an embodiment of solutions. Because as soon as you step out of the examination hall, you cannot write a single answer on your answer sheet. And if it's fail, it's fail. Nobody can change it. Baba says, do not become an embodiment of problems, but become an embodiment of solution. Do you understand what you have to do this year? Only then will the completion of the Golden Jubilee be called the Golden Jubilee of becoming complete. What other newness will you bring? All the children's thoughts reach Bap Dada. What newness will you bring about in the programs? You have selected the topic of having golden thoughts, have you not? Golden thoughts and golden ideas that make you into gold and bring about the age of gold. This is the topic you have selected, is it not? Acha. Today there was a chit chat on this topic in the subtle region. Baba will tell you about that another time. Acha. To all the fortunate souls who have a double right to the inheritance and blessings, to the elevated souls who are constant masters of the self, to the real gold children who always stabilize themselves in the golden aged state, to the special souls who with their deep love for self-transformation make progress for world transformation, for them Bap Dada's love, remembrance and namaste. We spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Now we'll be just briefing the meeting of Bap Dada with doctors, where Baba says that you should be engaged in the service of making souls constantly happy with your elevated zeal and enthusiasm. Baba also says that the special duty of doctors is to give every soul happiness, because the first medicine is absolutely happiness. Happiness will finish all the possible illness. So spiritual doctors means those who give the medicine of happiness. You have to become such doctors, Baba says. Baba says if a soul experiences the sparkle of happiness even once, then that soul will constantly continue to fly with the sparkle of happiness. Baba says you all have the instruments available in your hospitals or clinics so that you can operate or perform any surgery or something like that. Similarly, Baba says that you should have the plans and all the tools and instruments of spirituality, which means you should use the spiritual instruments. Baba says, what is the injection, what are the tablets, what is the blood transfusion? What you have created all these spiritual facilities, have you not? Injection of knowledge, like Baba says many a times. Baba says if someone needs to be given blood, what spiritual blood will you give him? Amazing. Baba says, suppose what medicine will you give a heart patient? And he explained that a heart patient means a disheartened patient. So you need spiritual material for that. They have a whole list of all the different instruments. Baba says in the same way you too should have a long list. You're such doctors who should have such good facilities to make souls ever healthy, actually ever healthy and ever wealthy. Also, Baba says those people write so and so MBBS, and you have to have such a board on which you have your spiritual occupation written, through which they realize that this place is necessary. Have you created such a spiritual degree, or do you just write your worldly degree? Baba says. And also says the fastest means of service is to serve with your powerful thoughts, of course. Baba says this is powerful tool. When you come in towards, the percentage of powerful thoughts reduces, or the percentage remains the same, and it makes a difference to the power of words. However, let all the three be simultaneous. That is, word, thoughts and deeds should be absolutely same. And also Baba says that similarly the spiritual tools for service also have to work simultaneously. You have made plans for service, and that is good. However, you have to invent such a facility as well. Okay, we'll be moving to the blessing, where Baba says, may you be master bestower and experience the stage of having pure and positive thoughts for yourself and others like Father Brahma. In order to become a master bestower like Father Brahma, remain free from three things, that is jealousy, dislike and being critical, and have pure and positive thoughts for all experience the stage of having one pure and positive thoughts. This is because those who have the fire of jealousy in them burn themselves and also cause distress for others. Those who have dislike fall and also make others fall, and those who even jokingly criticize others make others lose courage and make them unhappy. Therefore, remain free from all these three things and experience the stage of having pure and positive thoughts and become a master bestower, a child of the bestower. And slogan is, those who have total sovereignty over their minds, intellects and sanskars are masters of the self sovereigns. Okay, Om Shanti.